Okay, today what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to make my predictions for the road to WrestleMania this year for WrestleMania 28 live from Miami, Florida in Sun Life Stadium. Now, my topics of what's going to happen from now until WrestleMania 28, I'm going to talk about my Royal Rumble favorites, both the world title pictures, John Cena, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and the Elimination Chamber. Now, I'm going to start off with the Royal Rumble favorites. That meaning, I'm going to make my prediction on my 5 wrestlers who I think is going to win the 2012 30-man Royal Rumble match. Now, my first choice, it would have to be Chris Jericho. Based on his return last week, and he made a big impact by not even saying a word, and I think we all know he's going to turn heel. It would be too obvious for the Raw side that Chris Jericho wins the Royal Rumble. But my second pick from Raw would have to be The Miz in a long shot. Based on how they're booking him against R-Truth lately, as he's been getting got the last 2 weeks. But I think Miz has a really good shot of making a big impact at this year's Royal Rumble. My third guy who I think could win is the Great White Sheamus. They've been building up Sheamus as this big mega face. And I know he's been beating up guys like Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal, but I think this is where Sheamus needs to make a name for himself if he wants to be in the main event. Well, if he wants to fight for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 28. My fourth guy that could win the Royal Rumble, live from St. Louis, Missouri, Wade Barrett. The Barrett Barrage has been running full force since October of last year. With Wade Barrett putting Randy Orton out of action, and he recently attacked Sheamus last Friday on SmackDown, I think Wade Barrett could possibly make a huge impact if he can get a couple eliminations, or if he's going to be this year's Royal Rumble Iron Man. And my fifth guy who I truly believe that's gonna win the Royal Rumble is the hometown boy, Randy Orton. I know he's injured with his herniated disc, but we all know he's gonna come back and he'll be fine in no time. And I do predict he'll win his second Royal Rumble. Speaking of Randy Orton, we all know he was taken out at the end of 2011 by Wade Barrett after falling off down the stairs, as we all think. But the reason why I predict Randy Orton will win the Royal Rumble is they need another big name for another big match for WrestleMania 28 for the SmackDown side. And I predict if Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble, I think they're not going to do too much with him. Maybe he'll compete maybe a match or two. But I don't expect him to be in the chamber, which I'll get to the chamber in a minute. My WWE and the World Heavyweight title pictures for the Royal Rumble. Many of you may know CM Punk, the best in the world, is going to defend the WWE title against the show-off Dolph Ziggler at the Royal Rumble, with the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and an interim General Manager of Raw, John Laurinaitis, is going to be the special guest referee. And I know many of my friends have said that John Laurinaitis is going to screw Punk over. I'm not going to get into those predictions just yet, as I will make my picks for the Royal Rumble event as the Royal Rumble comes closer. But I am going to predict who's going to be in the World Heavyweight title match at the Royal Rumble it would be a triple threat match between Daniel Bryan, the world's strongest man Mark Henry, and the world's largest athlete, The Big Show. Based on last Friday's result after Daniel Bryan defeated Big Show by disqualification thanks to Mark Henry, this is going to build up to a triple threat match only because, think about it, Mark Henry never got his rematch for the World Heavyweight title, and Mark Henry did screw the Big Show yet again from the world title. While I'm thinking about what's WWE gonna do with John Cena, let him keep feuding with Kane. I know his feud with Kane's been getting weirder and weirder every week. Perhaps there's been talks of possibly booking a John Cena against Kane at the Royal Rumble event. I really don't see Cena being the WWE champion going into WrestleMania against The Rock. Next up, Chris Jericho. Jericho made his big return last week, as we all knew, with all those cryptic videos, and nobody on this earth understands why Chris Jericho came back. What are his intentions? What's Chris Jericho's goal? Does he want to be in the WWE title match at WrestleMania? Does he want to end The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania? We will all find out very soon, now will we? And my prediction on the 2 Elimination Chamber matches for both Raw and the SmackDown side. For Raw, the WWE titles Elimination Chamber match has been rumored CM Punk, Alberto Del Rio, Miz, R-Truth, John Cena, and Kane. And I'm predicting the SmackDown Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight title. It's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, The Big Show, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, and the reigning Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes. Yes, I could see Cody Rhodes being in the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. And as a bonus topic, I don't know what they're going to do for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He's been getting really red hot as of late, ever since bringing back the old school Intercontinental title. And based on he defeated Booker T on SmackDown last Friday, and his recent physical and verbal attacks on his brother Dustin Runnels, better known as Goldust, they're possibly building up a Cody Rhodes Goldust rivalry in the near future, which the earliest could happen at the Royal Rumble or at the latest come WrestleMania 28. So those are my predictions for the road to WrestleMania 28 this year. Give me your thoughts on it. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. I'm willing to hear suggestions what you guys want me to talk about. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.